If I had to start all over again, what would I do? Now, I've been a merchant mariner for over 5 years now. It's been a great ride. Started in the SIU apprenticeship program, entry level, not knowing anything. Went through the program and ended up as an able-bodied seaman working on deep sea vessels in the merchant marine. Now, that was an amazing experience and I really wouldn't change it. But if I had to change it, if I had to start all over again, would I do anything differently? Yes, I would. I have a whole different perspective on the industry and how everything works, and I would have definitely went a different route if I knew the knowledge that I know now. If you want help on your journey to become a merchant mariner, join my community, Sailors Connect, link in description. You'll meet mariners all over the world who are going to help you step by step to get your first job on a ship as a merchant mariner. Now, if I had to do it all over again, what would I do? How would I start off? I'll tell you right now, I would have done a lot more research. I would have learned every angle that I possibly could have about this industry before putting a single thought about approaching it in any aspect. Okay, let's act like I did all the research possible. I talked to as many people about the industry, and I learned every aspect about the industry. Now, the first decision you will have to make as a mariner is what department you will be going to. Have some sort of interest. You don't need to staple it, but like have some type of interest that you have in mind. Do you enjoy cooking? Do you enjoy working with your hands in the engine room? Or do you want to be out on deck working with lines and steering the ship? Leave up to you. I know for myself, I would still have went the deck department. It is more of what I wanted as an experience as a sailor. It just fits my personality more. Now, the next thing I really would consider would be going to a maritime college. If I could go to a maritime college, I would. Simple as that. But this isn't what that video is about. This video is going to be about the beginning stages, going from an entry level and getting all the way up to where you want to be as a merchant mariner. So this is going to be no college required to start your journey as a merchant mariner. So that being said, if I'm starting off entry level, right off the street, no college, I'm going to, after doing all my research, knowing what kind of experience that I want on a ship, I'm going with the Military Sealift Command, MSC. The reason why I'm going with the Military Sealift Command is because growing up, I always wanted to be a sailor, to travel the world. The original idea was to join the Navy. That was before I knew anything about the merchant marine and becoming a merchant mariner. Now with the Military Sealift Command, you kind of get the best of both worlds. As a civilian mariner who is also assisting the Navy with anything they need done, which is super cool. You still get to be a civilian, get paid as a civilian, and the benefits of a civilian, but you're actually helping the Navy, doing your part in the industry. Now, when you go Military Sealift Command, they would supply you all the required training and the credentials that you need. No payment required. They're going to take you after you initially sign up and put you through their specific training to get all your STCWs done, ready for your credentials to get working on a ship. Now that's freaking awesome. Because either normally to get your STCWs, you need to pay for them, or you need to go through an apprenticeship program like I did. Okay, so now I started from the street. I joined the Military Sealift Command. I got all my STCWs ready, my credentials ready, and I'm sailing as a ordinary seaman on the Military Sealift Command, getting to travel the world and see all these amazing places while making very good money and gaining a lot of sea time that is essential for my advancement in this industry. Now, once I gained enough sea time and experience to get my able-bodied seaman credential, test for it, receive it in the mail, and then once I finished and got my AB ticket, I would leave the Military Sealift Command and join the Seafarers International Union. The reason I would join the Seafarers International Union, I have more choice over the types of jobs that I want and when I get off. So with the union, I can jump all to these different ships and experience all the different aspects there are in the merchant marine. Getting to travel the world on a ro-ro, container ship, heavy lift ship, tanker, cable ship, whatever I want. I'm going to gain the experience and figure out what I really like in this industry and where I want to spend the rest of my career. Now, using the SIU to gain more sea time and experience, over time, I'm going to build up sea time and use that to take my license exam to become a third mate. After getting the sea time experience with the SIU, I would use their AB to Mates program, which is a 6-month training program where they take you through all the classes required to go from an AB to Mate. You'll take all the classes and then you will test at Piney Point, where you will receive your mate's license. And if that doesn't work, I will pay out of pocket, which would suck ass. It's very expensive, but I can also get a job at a company that is willing to supply me with the classes, walk me through those classes, and pay for those classes with the intent to have me work for that company. I know there are plenty of companies out here, as the companies that I jumped through with the SIU. I learned companies that are willing to take you from your unlicensed position and get you to a licensed position as long as you work for them. I believe Crowley, Maersk might do that. Don't quote me on that, but I know there are specific companies that I've worked for that are willing to do that. Now, after hopefully passing my license exam, I have become a third mate. Now, I will stick with a company that I found throughout my travels in the SIU, jumping and learning the different types of ships and the different type of avenues there are in this industry. I will find the type of ship that I like most and stick with it, try to become a mate on this ship and ride it out, gaining that sea time and gaining that experience, becoming familiar with the ship. It's better when you become familiar with the ship once you get to this point, because as you advance and you become familiar with the same ship, it all ties it together. It just becomes easier. So as I gain sea time, I can become a second mate. And once I become a second mate, there is no test required to go from third mate to second mate. You just gain the sea time and you become a second mate. Riding out this ship, hopefully, that I found as a long-term career with this specific company or the specific ship, I will go from second mate to a chief mate. This requires sea time, but also a test. This requires the big boy test. The chief mate test is the same test you need to be a captain. Once you become a chief mate, all you need to become a captain is wait for a former captain to keel over and you can just take his job. And by this time, when you are becoming a captain, you've made it. This was an alternate reality where I decided and I knew all the knowledge that there is to know about the maritime industry. I talked to people from around the world, talked to experts in this industry, which you can do in my community, Sailors Connect, link in description. But after I learned all the information that I learned, this is the route I would go. To go from entry level, no experience on the street, all the way to a captain, this is the route I would take. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you out there on the sea. Sail on.